Hello.
Hey, Miss Claire.
Hi, Sean. How's it going?
Um, Not so good.
Hi, what's going on?
One of the guys that assaulted me last week, the guy that assaulted me twice one morning, um, the guy here has, I guess, been letting him stay in one of the apartments here, and so I'm basically stuck having to deal with him. Plus, there's another lady who's decided that because she heard some rumors, it's okay to be mean to me, and she's here as well. And she doesn't have a key. Neither one of these people have a key to this place, and I'm supposed to keep it safe. But I still don't have any help turning that in. Everybody keeps saying, oh, well, I thought this person was going to do it, and I thought that person was going to do it. And none of those people that said that they were going to send anything in or try to turn it in have done so. The ones that claim that they have done so, they don't have any evidence of it. So I'm going nuts. Plus, with
Are
the,
you recording this one?
do what?
Are you recording this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you send it to me after, and then I'll send it first in the morning?
Um, well, I don't have the ability to do that.
Okay.
I
Well,
gotta try to do something with the
I,
Wi-Fi
I,
hotspot.
I've sent what I could.
Did you send it to me?
I sent it to the district attorney.
Uh, in order to take it to court, I have to be able to get a copy. They're not going to
Okay.
give that to me.
The reason is because they're going to need a transcript, and that costs money. Do you need help paying for that?
Um, what I need help with right now is paying for the internet hotspot so that I can actually use my computer to do some of that
Okay.
stuff for myself. But that's the
Okay. How
thing.
much do you need?
Well, it's $50.
Okay, I'm on it right now. I'm about to send it right this second.
Also, that Donald feller that was going to help, he didn't send any of the stuff to me or to others that he claimed that he was sending. What he sent me was is his proof. Didn't show that he sent anything. It didn't show any of the links. I think he's just one of those people messing with me that got busted and is trying to play head games. But he might legit be somebody who wants to help. Just a lot of people do the same thing. They say, "Oh well, I'm with the Department of Social Services," and then like you get in a little
And
bit.
then they do crap, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
they're
get that.
supposed to do the Department of Health and Human Services stuff. Instead, they go, "Oh well, I'm not actually with the Department of Health and Human Services. I'm not a mandated reporter. What
Well,
I do
that's what
is."
happened where, that's how my ex got away with crap. It's because, some random community member said, oh, yeah, we're going to do a restraining order. And then my ex was like telling everybody, oh, we have a restraining order. And then there was like nothing.
And then your guilt is just assumed after that. Now you see how me
And
with the
everyone
situation.
assumes after that, oh, there's things in the works. No, look at the paperwork. There's none. There's nothing to look at because it didn't happen.
Well, that's the thing with me and Natalie. If you can imagine if that happened and then your ex ended up dead like 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
like
Well, that's what he would be in if I ended up dead.
the thing is, I never dated Natalie and she never dated me. That's the
I,
thing is that it's so screwed up is that I've sent out the evidence that Natalie and I were just friends.
I
You
know,
know,
honey. It's okay. Hang on a second. You should have $50 for your Wi-Fi hotspot right now in your Cash App.
it says, yup, it literally just sent me a notification right after you said that.
So take care of that. That's important.
Yes, ma'am. Well, everything that people have been asking me to do is on the internet. And then the most recent situation, after 17 months of the cops saying that they can't meet with me in person in their office, that they don't have room for me to do that in, one of the guys that was going to help me that ghosted me for 2 weeks wanted to come in all slap shot and try to, basically bully me into going in to talk to the police in a way that really made me feel unsafe just the way that he approached it. Like if he had approached it in a more appropriate manner, or if he hadn't ghosted me for 2 weeks and then expected me to hop to, it would have been different, you know?
Well, people don't understand autism, so
Well,
I'm
they
not
do
surprised.
understand.
I've had that problem myself. So
They do understand the staging issues though, and they do understand the word manipulation because they use it not just on autistic people. Anybody with PTSD is prone to that kind of abuse and that kind of word games.
well, it's called gaslighting, and
Yo.
yeah, play word games and they twist your words, and then they gaslight you about it.
Well, that's what I'm having to deal with here. Both of the
So,
people that I had to deal with today that are unpleasant, they're both gaslighting me over things that other people were gaslighting me over. And it's all stuff that, like, I didn't kill Natalie. Her fucking killer's in prison. But these guys that,
exactly, the killer Lopez is in prison. He admitted to it. Now leave Sean alone. That's what I gotta say.
well, that's the thing about what Natalie said about me stalking her. Even though all the evidence shows that I didn't stalk her to Virginia,
You
and
know,
that after,
she just got weirded out, and it was probably her little red flag intuition, prickly feelings that something's not right, and that
it
the
was
fact that
mostly her being
people
fucked up on drugs.
that too paranoia from drugs that
And then
makes
there's
sense.
the ex-boyfriend Tim Beeson who was getting a hold of her and saying he was going to kill himself if she didn't come back.
Well, that's what my ex did to me, is saying that if I left him completely, that he would kill himself, it'd be all my fault. And then he would start to try and rope people into that delusion of like everything's hunky dory, and I'm like, no, we've been separated for 3 years,
Well,
and
I got a question for you. Between a girlfriend leaving you and wanting to be suicidal, and people treating you like a pedophile and wanting your life to end, which one of those is more justifiable?
neither. Treating somebody like a pedophile when they're not is never okay. That is lifelong trauma.
And that's the
That's
thing about these people doing that to me. They want to pretend like it's okay to harm me. And I grew up in the system, all right? I've been sexually assaulted more than once. I've been physically assaulted for the color of my skin. And what I'm having to deal with from these goddamn rednecks is them trying to pretend that because I have a dick, I can't possibly be victimized. And I'm like, dude, I can't run away. These
well,
people want to.
that's the neo-Nazi bullshit out there. They are really bad about it. They are very proud boy, you know, delusional. Um, they don't respect women unless a woman says something that gives them, some sort of delusional like sense of, oh, I get to fuck with somebody because I want to. Now I have a reason.
Yo.
They're not actually fucking with you because they're upset. They're fucking with you because they were looking for a reason to do it.
And that's what I tried to explain to Natalie before she was killed. Is, hey, Natalie, these people are actually hurting me because you claimed I stalked you. Like they're pretending that I'm a rapist and a murderer or well, not a murderer at that point. They were pretending that I was a rapist and a
And a
child molester at
stalker
that point.
and a molester, yeah, I know. And that's like every man's worst nightmare, is to be accused of that and have it not be true. And I have so many friends that I talk with that they're like, yeah, that's like a dude's worst nightmare. So
Well,
what
for me,
happened to me
it's not like
is
it's
I
an ex
ended up
girlfriend.
giving way too much leniency to somebody that was a predator because I was like, don't jump to that. That's not cool.
Well, with Natalie, she never claimed that I tried to do any of that shit. She just claimed that I stalked her to make her family happy.
Well, and then there's also the autistic hyperfocus. Like
But I
someone
wasn't hyper focused on her, and that's what everybody wants to jump to the conclusion of. No, I wasn't, and still am not hyper focused on Natalie. I'm hyper focused on the fact that I'm still being abused, that my finances are fucked, that literally every single part of my life has been completely destroyed over
and
slander.
compromised. Yeah, you've sacrificed everything to try and help one girl that ended up
No,
dead, and
that's
hands of somebody else that ended up in jail for it.
I didn't sacrifice everything just to help out one girl. Natalie Bollinger was my friend, and
Well,
I
you
did.
didn't mean to, but you did. You
Well,
didn't
yeah,
intend to, but you did. That is what happened.
And I'm still being assaulted.
Reached out and tried to help one person, and it backlashed in a way where even though the actual murderer admitted to it and is in jail, but people want an excuse to find someone to fuck with when they're in that Proud Boy, KKK, neo-Nazi fucking category.
Well, all men are taught from birth that we're supposed to protect women and children. And a lot of guys, like the situation with Andrew Wolnaz, he's got a history of child abuse and a history of abuse against his exes. You know, he sees somebody like me. He sees, well, hold up. He sees me as his redemption. Like, you know, if he fucks with me, since I'm this horrible monster, people will magically like him. But the thing is, you know, when I say I need people to call with me, people always say they'll call with me, but literally nobody does. They say, oh, well, I sent this into this place or I sent it into that place, and they never send proof. And then when I have to turn it into the courts, well, I have it all over my paperwork. People saying I didn't try to turn it in, that I didn't try to get help, and that nobody would help me probably because of the way that I act. No, the way that I act is because, you know, with women, when they need help, we're expected to drop everything and do it now. But with a guy, we'll be waiting in 2 decades.
Videos, and you know what? I'm not stupid, okay? I have an IQ of 141, and my forte is visual reasoning and linguistics.
Yup.
And I can see that when you're screaming like somebody go find her, you're absolutely fucking frustrated because no one's paying attention and you're terrified for the safety of someone else. That's not something that a sociopath or a psychopath does.
Yeah, that's something that people who are autistic do. That's why I don't think Temple Grandin is autistic. I don't think she's autistic at all. I think she's a sociopath.
Well, I've met Temple Grandin. She's pretty low functioning for somebody in the position that she's at.
Yes,
I've met her personally, so yeah. But she's in the lower functioning. The higher functioning people are the ones that have something to really fear.
Yes, because our voices are taken away as if we are low functioning. And then we're punished as if we're...
people automatically assume that we're psychopaths because they just can't...
Or that we don't have emotions.
Around the things that we care about, the things that we hyperfixate on, the way that most of us are incredibly protective of small baby things, especially animals, whatever. There's a high level of empathy. And if anyone took a minute to understand what it really means to be high-functioning autistic, the vast majority of us are so overwhelmingly empathetic that we shut down because we're overwhelmed.
Yup, and I'm not allowed to do that. We're not allowed.
We're not allowed to do that. Psychopaths and sociopaths don't understand. They just can't even wrap their head around the idea of caring about another living thing. That is the exact opposite of a really high-functioning autistic person. Autistic people, it's very well known that they tend to love animals and relate better with animals, and they have so much empathy for other people that they shut down and they get overwhelmed and overstimulated and have to run to a corner and block out all light, all sound, all smells, and just walk for a minute.
And we can't. When you're stuck in public, you can't. And same thing out at Helping Hands. When you're out there, you don't have that.
You can't do that in public. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're a psychopath. No.
I'm stimming and you're overwhelming me.
So much overwhelming amount of empathy for how fucked up this whole situation is that I need to make you all happy so that I can process my own damage.
Yep. Well, the thing I'm dealing with right now is that I don't have a friend or family side of the advocacy, because the advocacy takes two sides. Nobody's going to fight for your goddamn rights who gets a government paycheck. Nobody. That's why you have to have a friend or family member who cares. And then that person has to advocate with you, not for you, but with you. Make the calls with you.
With you, and they also have to treat you like they're better than you, which is also incredibly frustrating when you're an autistic person and you're like, I actually understand way more of the situation than you do, but I have to find this other person to come in here and act like normal human worm baby and talk for me. And I would rather talk for myself, because whatever they say is going to be misrepresented or slightly wrong in the facts.
They're going to change the words, hey, I was assaulted, to, oh, he believes someone may have touched him inappropriately. Like, no, that's not what I said.
Exactly. And you can be like, here's the video, and they're like, I don't have time for that. You have to get a court stenographer to actually transcribe
You
that.
can only have it, well,
$250.
They didn't do that with me. They said that the evidence, all I have to do is format it to fit on a USB drive, and the courts can accept it that way.
Oh, that's okay.
But that's the thing about them keeping on changing the rules on me, is that I literally cannot just keep jumping through all these hoops for no damn reason. Nothing is getting accomplished because I'm eating up all of my resources going around to supposedly free services while taking this abuse. Now, even you...
And what I've experienced out there is, even if they tell you that's what they want, you could go through all the flaming hoops to make it happen for them and hand it to them on a silver platter, and then they'll tell you, oh, that's not what we need. You need to go over there first.
Yep. And that's where me recording it all comes in. But then somebody who's aware that I'm recording it has to be able to fess up to that. Like, in order for...
I've been aware that you record everything from the day I met you. And I love that. You know why? Because I don't have to say, well, Sean said this. And I don't have to worry about, well, Claire said that. Because it's right there. It's documented. Nobody has to interpret it. Everyone can listen if they want to. I don't care. If it comes out of my face, I will own it.
Yep. And that's the thing with me. Like, I have been trying to do this. I only break the law when it's absolutely necessary. Only when people's life or limb are at stake.
And that's very hard. You know what? I have to say that, for all the crap that went on in everything, from July 22 until I got back to Colorado in January 23, like, I was very, very, very adamant about not breaking a single law whatsoever, because I knew that would be the death of me. And so I don't know how many times I had people try to entice me into just, well, it'll be fine. I'm like, no. You don't understand. I have children.
Yeah.
But you know how hard it is. Because when you get to the point where you're starving to death and you're freezing to death and people are abusing you and stalking you and making
fun of you. And there's more important stuff that needs to be taken care of, but you're stuck in basic survival.
You're stuck in basic Maslow's hierarchy of basic needs,
bottom
tier. And nobody fucking cares. You're like, I just need to have water and food right now, and so that I can fix this. That gets real fucking hard. It gets real fucking hard. And
then there's all the expenses that are next up on the ladder, but you can't get that far because you're stuck having to try to get food for the day. Every day.
And that's why I sent you money for food for the weekend. Are you fed right now?
Yes. Sorry, I'm belching because I had some ramen noodles and some coffee.
Okay.
I needed to hang up because I need to go to the bathroom.
When it's a weekend or a holiday, all those philanthropists, whatever, they think they're all high and mighty because, oh, we take care of the homeless. Yeah,
but they don't.
And they don't come in on weekends.
I have to go to the bathroom. Is there any way I can go use the bathroom real quick, smoke a cigarette, and call you right back? Because I had some important stuff I wanted to fill you in on.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
Alright, I'll call you in about 10 minutes. Be safe. Thank you,
Sounds
Miss
good.
Claire.
You're welcome.
All right, how do I hang up? There it goes.